My name is Chris Pollack. I'm currently employed at UCSF Medical Center in the Operations Improvement Group. I played sports growing up. I participated in competitive gymnastics, and then I also played soccer, and I played soccer through college. I went to Stanford and played there. I now have a daughter and two sons, all of whom play sports. We ski as a family, but then in addition, my kids play lacrosse, soccer, and volleyball. And in terms of the sports we enjoy watching together, I would say lacrosse is probably the most anticipated sport, and we watch on TV. Now, I would say the biggest thing it does is gives me another go-to channel to watch. But in terms of when I was an athlete in college, the Olympics was really my only opportunity to see women compete in sports and of any true diversity and at that high of a caliber. In terms of a college athlete and being able to go to that channel, I mean, it would certainly give me a broader sense of what was possible and give me an example of who is the best in my sport. The only opportunity you really had to see the best in women's soccer was when you went to particular tournaments and you watched some of these teams play. And then I guess also it would have been fulfilling to see women's athletes rewarded, I guess, in that way, or recognized for their skill and their achievements. I think all the impact I would think would be positive. I think first and foremost, I believe it sends the message that women or girls do sports just like boys do. And I think to watch a women's sporting event, you see the best person on the team is a woman. It sends that message not only to my daughter that I can do sports, but it sends that message to my boys that girls do sports too. And I think that that's important. I think a second impact on my boys would be that it would lend more credibility, more importance to women's sports. I think the goal of Title IX, or the intent, was to legitimize women's sports, and I think that a channel like this could do the same thing, to have closer to parity in terms of time on television, sends the message that women's sports are important. And then maybe as a third piece, I guess it goes to body image, that I think men view certain body types in a woman as being athletic the same way they view certain body types as being attractive or whatever else. And I think when you see the whole range of sports that women play, you can see that that pretty much any body type can play sports, that there's a sport for tall and short, more muscular, very lithe, and that the common denominators are the same, that it's skill and hard work and passion and all of those. If you look at other channels that are women viewer dominated, how are those doing? I can think of Home and Garden Television or Bravo or Style. And I don't know the economics, but my sense is that they have pretty loyal viewers that are mainly women, and they seem to do pretty well. And really, in this segment, who would you be competing against? There's really no current equivalent. ESPN spends an extremely small fraction of its programming on women's sports. And then there are sports-specific channels like the Golf Channel, but even there, I would think only a small fraction of the programming is geared toward women. Well, I would personally love to be able to sit down and watch a women's sports event on a regular basis with my daughter, just because it gives me the opportunity to have conversations about the role that athletics can play in your life and what it takes to excel in sports or in anything else. But I can also see that at my daughter's age, it allows her to develop a role model, to have a heroine. You always hear about boys having these heroes who are, some baseball star or football star or whoever. And it's very difficult for girls to have that same experience because you just don't get enough exposure to these women. And then I think it would also give younger women a window into the broad range of sports that exist. I had never seen lacrosse played until I went to college. I'd never seen field hockey played. There's just a lot of sports out there, whether it's competitive running or some of the more extreme sports that girls just may not know that they could do. So I think those things, all those things combined, along with the whole sending the message that girls do sports, allows you to draw in a younger female audience that might be a really hard demographic to get in other ways.